Hi friends, in this session I am going to show demo of compact number format. Compact number format is added in Java release 12. When you have the space constraint, if you want to display the numbers in UI, we can use these compact numbers. Compact numbers by default uses localize US, and there is something called style. Style takes two values, one is long and other one is short. So by default it uses Style.SHORT. If you want to specify the number in big format like 1 million with words, then we can use long format. If you want with character, one single character, we can use short. That is the difference between short and long. And localize based on the space. We can use different countries like US, France, India, all those things. Based on those country, what type of number format they'll use will be displaying in that. So now I'm going to show demo of that. I'm going to create a class called test number format, test compact number format, in short form CNF, and I'm going to write public static void main string args. We can get the compact number format instance from numberFormat.get compact number format instance. We can pass localize and style. If you are not passing, it will take default values, which is localize is US and format is short. So I'm going to write without passing any arguments in the number format object. NumberFormat dot get compact number format instance. I'm not passing any localize and style. And number format get compact number instance returns the number format, so I need to cast it to compact number format instance. So now I am going to pass some numbers. First I will format and then I will use pass. CNF dot format it should be 1 million. US uses million, billion, trillion, like that. So when we print this value, it's written string, it should be 1M. Let me run this. It's compiling the code. Yeah, we got 1 million. If I use billion value, it will give 1B. $1 million and 1 billion. So this is in US localize US and short form. So now I am going to use long style as long. So I am going to pass localize and style, localize dot US and style as long. Now we'll run and see what it's going to return. It's compile time error because value is already defined. So let's compile again. See, now we got the long forms. So for 1M it is written as 1 million. For billion, instead of 1B it is written in 1 billion. If you want, we can try different localize, and instead of US, if you want Chinese, we'll just try what it returns in China. It was using some China notations, so we can use different localize. And style, we have only two ways, either is short or long. Now I'm going to show how to use rounding mode. By default it uses half even for the number format. We have a method called setRoundingMode, through which we can change the rounding modes. We have different types of rounding modes. We can just check in this rounding mode class. Rounding, we have ceiling, down, floor, up. These are already existing things. We have got 3 extra things like half down, half even, and half up. This half down, half even, half up will play a role when exactly the number is middle of 2 numbers. Example, if I have 1.5, which is exactly middle of 1 and 2, that time how to decide whether to go for 1 or 2, we can use this half down. If you are using half down, it will go to the down value, that is 1. If you are using half even for 1.5, it will go to even number, that is nearest even number is 2. Similarly for half up, it will go to the up value, that is 2. If it is 2.5, for half down it will go to 2, which is the down value. And similarly for even case, it is 2 is the even value, so it will go 2. For up it will be going to 3. So I'm going to show the demo of this. So I'm going to change the rounding mode by using set rounding mode. By default it is even, half even, so I'm going to change it to half down, rounding mode half down. For other number I will give half up. It is half up. I'm going to change the localite to US so that we should be able to know the number format. So let me compile and see the results. So these numbers are rounded numbers, so we will not be seeing any different. Now I'll add, instead of 0 I'll give 5, and this will be 2. Here it is 1.5 million, so when you use half down, it should be down value should be 1. Here it should be 3 billion and 2 billion. So let's compile. So in case of 1.5 it changed to 1 million, but if you are using round numbers like 250 and all, it will not apply any rounding mode. Similarly for up case it went to 3 million because 2.5 up value is 3. So I'll add. Number is too large. It should be 4 million, it should be 3 million here. Similarly here it should be 1 million, here it should be 2 million. So let me run that. Yeah, as we expected, it was working. Apart from rounding, as part of Java 12 we have added something called grouping. If we want to give some comma separated value, we can use grouping. By default grouping is disabled, and we can set size of that grouping after how many characters you want to add that comma. So by default it starts with it is 0. The value range from 0 to 127. So I'm going to use grouping. So cnf dot set grouping mode, grouping used to true. And default grouping is, size is 0, so we cannot see any difference. So I'm going to add that size to 2. So I'm going to change the number so that we can able to add comma in that number. Here I am not adding any grouping or grouping size. I am just printing and seeing whether grouping is enabled or not. cnf dot get grouping size and cnf dot get grouping used. Oh, there is no method to get the grouping used, so we'll just see the grouping size. Okay, grouping used was not there, so I'm just removing this. By default it is false. See, I told the default size will be 0 for grouping if you are not setting any size, so it's returning 0. As I have used grouping used and adding comma after 2 characters, it started adding comma. 1, 50m, 2, 50m. So now I am going to pass these numbers. we have something called parse, so that from string you want to convert back to the number, we can use that parse. So now let me use parse to parse that numbers. It returns number and num equal to cn of dot parse the value string and I'm going to print that value, that is number. Similarly for 2.50, I'm going to remove this method. So now I'm going to save and run this. Yeah, this parse method throws an exception, so we need to add a method signature. It throws parse exception, so I'm throwing that. So when I'm printing 1,50 million with grouping, it was giving 1,50m, and when I pass that string, I'm getting the total value. Similarly for 250 million also, when we pass, we are getting the total number 3 million. Also when we pass 3 with 6 zeros, 4 million 4 with 6 zero. So we are able to use parse also. Thank you friends.